I'm looking for it.
Mm.
Mhm.
All right. So let's just start the class now. Welcome all of you again. So how your meditation, Amber?
Mine's been a bit rough lately. It's like whenever I try to focus on my breath, or say like the birds chirping outside, or just like this constant noise,
Mhm.
and it feels like this like warm blanket just kind of is put over my head, and it kind of feels like sort of sluggish, and my mind feels blank, and it makes me tired, and I'm not really thinking of anything in particular. I just feel very like out of it.
Okay. Jesse, can you hear Amber?
Yes.
Oh, you can hear her. That's good then. Yeah, Amber, you can turn on your campus.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. How about you, Jesse? How your meditation?
Mine have been all right. They've been getting better, but my most recent one last night, I almost came out of it more stressed than I was before because there was so much noise happening. And I thought I was avoiding that because I did it so late. But my roommates were up, I don't know, I think playing tennis or something because it
Mm,
was pretty loud and I had to like quit halfway through because I was stressing myself out more. But other than that, it's been going okay.
okay. So how often you do meditation? Is this once per day or a few times?
I
What?
did um 4 times this week. I did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today.
Okay. Mm. See, sorry. I need to see. Yeah. How about Scarlett? How your meditation?
I feel like I'm very pleasantly surprised with mine actually. I need the type of person to get distracted really easily. So I wasn't expecting to like meditation this
You can
much.
turn on the mic. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't expect myself to.
Sorry. Can you hear her, Jesse?
I could hear her with her mic off, but now that it's on, it's just ringing at me.
Can you hear her?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, good. Go ahead.
I didn't expect myself to like meditation this much, but I think it's doing a really, I think it's very effective for me and my struggles, especially the stress. So I've tried to do it every time I come home from work because I feel that's the time I get most stress out throughout the day. And I do feel like it really calms me down. And I have gotten, I think, really good about just focusing my attention back every time I start to notice a shift in thoughts and like thinking about other things. But yeah,
So far you get used of that
yeah, yeah, I think I'll use it a
every day
long time after
now,
this class
or
too.
you do every day now, or
Yes, I've tried to do every weekday at least because that's when I go to work. So
okay. Your work is stressful.
it, I work with special needs kids, so
Oh,
yeah, so it can be just throughout the day. I feel very mentally exhausted whenever I
mhm.
come home. So I really love my job. It's just that's an aspect of it that I think meditation can really help.
Thank you. You can turn off. Brendan, you
Yes.
do some type of meditation?
Yeah, should I turn my mic on?
No, no. How you do meditation at home?
It is getting better. It's the little part of the day.
Can you turn on the mic so that Jesse can hear you?
Yeah. Is it good?
Can you hear Jesse?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Amazing. It's been getting better. I still know a problem where I notice every single thing when I close my eyes, like my heart beating or the ambient noise of inside my bedroom or outside or wherever I'm at. I've been trying to do like at least a minute or two every day while I'm at school because
Mm-hmm.
teenagers stress me out. And I have found that I feel a little more relaxed and a little more prepared for the rest of the day, because I do it when I have my planning time. So I do it like a quarter through the day, so it helps me feel a little, it helps me feel like I can at least conquer the rest of the day. So I've been enjoying it for that reason, but I still have problems, like where I'm like noticing every little detail that goes on.
Yeah, so again, a lot of reading in the class, but without practicing, you would not know the effectiveness of it, right? Okay. Alexi, how is your meditation?
It's been really good. I feel a lot more mindful going through just throughout like the day instead of having to be focused on like something else while I'm doing like tasks like cleaning and stuff like that. I feel like I'm more mindful while I'm doing those tasks. And I do it definitely every single night before I go to bed, and it kind of helps me recenter myself before and not think about everything that happened throughout the day.
You did practice before the class, right? Before this class, right?
Yes.
So this recognizes improvement.
Definitely.
Yeah. Look, how is that? You can turn on. Yeah, go ahead, look. Yeah.
She can hear me, right? Okay, cool. So, with me personally, I felt that I've had like less time to actually like do it. Like I used to be able to do it like really early in the morning as soon as I woke up, but now it's kind of migrated towards instead of me waking up right before I go to bed. And with the actual like mindfulness itself, I feel like it's been harder to actually like get a firm focal point, whether that be my breathing or just whatever other focal point I choose to use. And it's been like a little bit harder to do that with stress from personal factors.
But at times, the time that you get used of that, right? Like at first when we try to drive a car, somehow we feel that we control the wheel, right? So stiffen, right? Now it's easy for us. Ultimately, we can build up with that type of skill easily. How is it meditation?
I've usually been doing it in the morning and like when I go to work, and it's been really helpful because like especially at work, I'm like on my feet all day, running around, and it's a good time to just relax a little and get myself together. And then I've also been really tired lately, so I think that's been making it a lot easier to focus. I'm really sleepy.
This one, thank you. This one's self-compassion. I think I talked to you guys last time, right? 2 components of self-compassion, right? Remember? Anyone of you? Remember? 3 components. Yeah, definitely the first one, the mindfulness practice. Second one is what? Self-kindness. Take care of yourself. Be kind with yourself. If you're not be kind with yourself, there's no way for you to be kind with others. Have start with it. And the another one is common humanity. We make mistake. Yeah, accept that. When we fall, just stand up and walk and move forward. We make mistake, so it's common. So please don't judge ourselves and judge others. Don't blame ourselves, don't blame others. Just try our best to do the work, that's all. No matter what happened, you might more calm. Yeah, accept whichever thing happen. Within our ability. Jesse, can you hear me, Jesse?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's go back to our discussion today. Only 3 articles, but this is not easy, right? All right, let's see. Number 1, we have Brandon, Jesse, Scarlett. What do you get, Brandon? For number 1, get Brandon.
Did I do number 1? Oh, okay. I meant to do number 2, but I got 1 as well.
Okay, okay. You can turn on the mic so that Jesse can see you. When you talk, yeah, turn on the mic.
There we go.
Can you hear
Hello.
Jesse? Can you hear him?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, the first question says describe how mindfulness may improve emotion regulation through personal awareness of emotional experiences. So I was kind of using the second article to help with this, because I'm very interested in the whole like this psychotherapy aspect of this. But I found when I read the second article, it was talking about the emotional pictures. And it found that overall, all the different studies that they tried, they all helped in getting rid of those emotional pictures, which I guess is kind of a little bit what I'm feeling.
Oh, sorry, you do number 1 or number 2? I'm sorry, I messed up. Sorry. Oh, you do number 1 and number 2.
Number one,
Oh, number one. Number 1 is just the how mindfulness improve emotion regulation. When that's you talk number 2.
yeah, can I do number two?
Okay.
Is that fine?
Yeah, that's why. But
Okay.
let's move on number 1 first then.
Okay,
All right, Scarlett, number 1, please.
Yeah. So it says describe how mindfulness may.
Turn on. Sorry, turn on, please.
All right. Describe how mindfulness may improve emotion regulation through personal awareness of emotional experiences. So I said it does this in 3 different ways. It increases emotional differentiation, which is the ability to discriminate between different emotions that you might be experiencing. It also reduces emotional liability, which is your emotional reactivity. And then it reduces emotion dysregulation, which is the difficulty in regulating emotions. And I said that they all kind of act on each other. So first is the increase in emotion differentiation. And that creates a familiarity and awareness of your emotions that leads participants to feel like they have more control over their emotions. And then you have the decrease in emotional reactivity, which it said that it has less emotional reactivity to external stressors and repetitive thoughts. And this is helpful in improving emotional regulation by increasing emotional awareness of subtle differences between emotional experiences in the present moment. And I said that both of those lead to that reduction in emotion dysregulation and an increase in the ability to regulate emotions.
Can you define what's maybe emotion and duration?
Dysregulation,
What's mean?
it means, ooh, that's tough to say. It means difficulty in regulating emotions, which I would say difficulty in controlling how you express your emotions and how you experience maybe the symptoms of the emotions.
So again, what's the difference between emotion control and emotion regulation? What's the difference? Yes.
Isn't emotion control more about how you or like what emotions?
Can you turn on?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, Scarlett. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So I think with emotion control, it's more about what emotions you are feeling in a certain moment, while emotion regulation is how intense you feel those emotions or
Can you
like
give one example, the difference between two?
Mm,
Let's say you have anger.
mhm. So I think maybe emotion regulation is how intense you feel that anger for yourself, and emotion control is more about how you use that anger. So like how you handle that anger. Do you want to like release that anger on someone else, on like an activity? Do you want to just keep it inside yourself? Maybe.
She made me think, I don't know if this is right, but she made me think that it's control would be trying to change the emotion, kind of like the CBT thing. And regulation,
Suppress.
right, regulation would
suppress.
be to how you handle the emotion
Mhm.
without getting rid of it.
That's good. So control just mean this is in the means which we try to suppress our anger, right? Right. But regulation, we we express the anger, or we try to regulate our anger in the healthy way. or because we know, let's say, after meditation, right? After do meditation and we stand up somehow, someone give us hard time, right? Verbally. So yes, we know, okay. In our mind, because our mind more calm, so get let go of that thought, that being angry about that person, right? That's the emotion duration, because we have the tools that built in our practice already. But if we don't practice, if someone say that type of negative thing about us, we try to suppress our anger. That's a control. We control anger. We would not, of course, in the public, not there to expose. I mean, to blow it out, right? We can try to suppress it, but later on when we go to the car, it's blow out, right? That's different. All right, so okay, that's great. And all right, so let's see who else. Well, number one. Okay, Jesse. Go ahead, Jesse. You have number one, Jesse.
All right, Scarlett, in my reading response, I wrote about all those things, but I also wrote about one more thing that one of the articles talked about how mindfulness can improve emotional regulation. And I put incorporating mindfulness into one's life can also increase one's ability to emotionally regulate by increasing their emotional awareness. And I forget which article talked about it, but the emotional awareness is the ability for a person to identify their own emotions, but also the emotions of others, which I feel is super important in being able to regulate your own emotions. Because if you constantly think everyone's mad at you, or you don't know how to, if you don't understand social cues, that's going to build a lot of anxiety and pent up negative emotions. And understanding one's emotions and why one feels certain emotions at specific times is vital in emotional regulation, because once you begin to become aware of your emotions, you become aware of what causes them. So you can get rid of like negative stressors in your life and increase your overall happiness and well-being. Like, for example, if you always feel sick before going to like a specific, if you always feel sick before coming to this class, if you have good emotional awareness, you might be able to recognize that the sick feeling in your stomach is actually caused by anxiety, and then you could take a step farther back from that. Well, why do I feel anxious before this specific class? Oh, it's because I'm not prepared for the discussions. So you could prepare better for the discussions, and that would in turn eventually make all those feelings of anxiety kind of go away. I think that was the only new thing I had to add other than what Scarlett already talked about.
Yeah, let's say
Yes.
let's say you have an interview coming up, right? It's so important for that job. So when you walk into that room, you're so nervous, right? So how could you handle that type of emotion?
That's really funny you say that, because I wrote about it in my meditation log. I had a job interview today, and I did a 5-minute breathing exercise before I went in. So I did that today because I realized I was super nervous because I haven't had to interview for a job since I was like 15. So I was like, oh, this is scary. So I did that, and I went in, and it went a lot better than I thought it was gonna go when I was in the car because I was so nervous. But that's funny you mentioned that because I literally did that just today.
Wow, that's great then. So you got a job?
I did.
Oh, really? Wow, congratulations.
Thank
Is that
you.
part-time or full-time?
It's I'll figure that out a little bit later. It's a waiting tables job, so it's nothing super crazy, but to get me through school, it'll do what it's got to do.
Okay. All right, thank you. That's great then. All right, so let's see here who else. Number one. Thank you. Jesse. Okay. All right, that's all. All right, let me share with you this thing here. This is can you see? Sorry. Yeah, can you see? Oh, what happened? I share the screen. Oops, yeah. All right, you can see, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you see? So the first one is acceptance. Just accept your anxiety. Just accept whichever emotion that pop up in your mind, or you could feel that. Just accept that, what happened if you check? What happened if you deny that you don't have that type of emotion not supposed to be with you at that moment. The moment that you have interview, the moment that you have big presentation to speak in front of 100 people and so forth. If you try to push it away, try to deny it, happen. Can you turn on? Yeah. Yeah, if you can speak, I can turn on.
You can't like
Go ahead.
you can't like help resolve the emotion that you're trying to like.
Yeah, even you deny, right? Even you reject, it's still there. It's still hang around your head. The more you reject, what happened? The more nervous you may have, right? Okay. All right. So that's why that's a big step. Accept you have that emotion, whether it's negative or positive, right? And identify and label that emotion. Oh, I know you. Right? I have this type of anxiety in front of 100 people. I'm going to speak, to talk on 100 people who have done the graduation speech before. And one of you done? How was that?
It's fine.
It's fine.
I like public speaking.
Oh, really? That's nice. But so other people, they scared to death, right? Right. Most of you handle the public speaking? No. Jesse, can you handle public speaking?
I say that is shockingly one of like my fortes. I think it's because I did theater all throughout high school. So I'm used to that. But I still definitely get a little nervous.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's see. That's why you need to recognize and again accept your emotion and realize the emotion come and go. Won't last long. Right? If we attach with it, we would stuck with it, we get stuck. And as soon as we know, okay, I know where I have that kind of anxiety, I know I have that kind of worriness, sooner or later will be fading away. So much easier for us to move on. Inquire and investigate that, understand that why we have that type of emotion. Of course, at that moment, we would not have much time to think about. Let go. That's all. Just let them go. Don't chase them away. Don't reject them. Just when they come, just don't pay attention on them. They come and go. So that's one of the approach how to deal with difficult emotion. And remember we started about DBT. Remember that? DBT skill have stop skill, please skill, and so forth here. I think we studied before. So just use some of this kind of skill, especially if you do meditation every day. It will be more helpful. You build up that type of skill, and it's easy for you to let go of them. Why is that? If you don't practice, it's not easy to let go. Why? Well, let's see. Why? If you don't practice, not easy to let go. Why?
Because
Can you tell me, please?
If you don't
I turn up now.
if you don't practice the idea of identifying your emotions, then you won't be able to do it in a time that you actually need to. So, like in a high stress situation, you won't be able to identify those emotions and then move past them. So, practicing it every single day, you can identify small stressors like, oh, I have anxiety about being around a bunch of people, and then be able to identify that and overcome that. So that whenever it comes to big things like, for me, I have a simulation tomorrow where I'm going to get a patient scenario and a whole bunch of things are going to go wrong during the scenario. And they test us on if we can be able to like regulate our emotions in that environment. So tomorrow that's going to test if I can actually take my anxiety and regulate it in that time.
Yeah, so thank you. So again, our mind can focus only one thing at a time. So if we really focus our mind on our breath, for example, while we do meditation, and we build up that type of habitual pattern to focus on our breath, to be aware of our breath, to be aware of our sensation in our body and mind. And when we talk with other people, when we have big events and so forth, we have the kind of tools available. If our people may give us some bad feedback about our previous presentation, for example, if we think about that, it's nervous too, right? It's scared. We don't know whether we can repeat that mistake again. But the moment that we say, oh, forget that, I'll try my best. And you can take a deep breath, just follow the breath, they will be gone. That thought that you may concern about, you may give bad presentation would not bother you anymore. Because you train your mind to be with yourself. You train your mind to focus on your breath. Make sense? That's why without practicing meditation, there's no way for us to build up that kind of skill when we deal with this kind of chaos in life, especially with the negative comment, right? Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the next one. Okay. Let's see here. Who else? Yeah, go ahead, Brandon. You're number 2, please, Brandon.
So question 2 is explain how mindfulness meditation can reduce the interfering effects of emotional pictures on performance of a simple cognitive task, but not relaxation or expectancy. So when I was reading the article, I found that doing the mindfulness meditation can help with things like.
So Jesse, can you hear him? Jesse? Oh, good. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Right.
Brandon. Continue.
One of the big things is that emotional regulation. So dealing with or taking in the stress or anxiety, acknowledging and accepting that it's there and being able to regulate it, and then focus on what you're doing so you're not getting all confused or like that. It can help with cognitive interference. One of the things I saw in the article, they did a couple of different studies in the article, and one of them, their methods, but they had the respondents look or have it was a thing that beeped, and then when it beeped, if it beeped high or low, or oh my gosh, sorry, that was the wrong way. But
Yeah, that's right. That's
yeah,
right.
this one still had high or low tones, and then they had to press a button as quickly as possible, whether it was high or low, but they were also given pleasant and unpleasant pictures to look at while doing that. And that they responded slower when they were presented with the unpleasant images. But some of the others parts of the study found that by doing mindfulness meditation, it helped reduce the occurrences of people of like responding slowly when you see something unpleasant. So it helped with that. And also doing mindful meditation with some of the other parts of the study found that cognitive interference or the unpleasant images or thoughts or ruminations in your head, they also go away with the use of mindfulness meditation.
Yeah, thank you. Amber, right? You have number 2, please. Yeah.
Yeah, so what Brandon was saying was that the participants were given a cognitive task of pressing a button, whether it had a high or low tone, as quickly as possible, while being exposed to positive and negative and neutral images. And with the participants that were practicing mindfulness meditation, they were able to disengage their emotional processing or their thought processing when those images appeared quickly and focus on their task and hit their button quicker than participants who did not participate in those or in mindfulness meditation. And they were also seeing with the mindfulness meditation participants to have an increase in self-compassion, increase in well-being, a decrease in rumination of negative thoughts. They were able to have an increased emotional regulation. And this was not seen with the other group who they mostly did relaxation meditation and not and were not trained or taught the skills to be mindful in the present moment. So the mindfulness meditation group was able to basically bring back their attention to what they needed to do at that present moment, that task, while the other group did not or could not because they weren't trained to get those skills, those mindfulness skills.
Anyone does, thank you. There's number two. All right, so here. Here's minus neutral. And here is plus. Tell me which image that may draw your negative emotion. Give one example.
An example, let me think. Maybe seeing someone injured or like for us as students, like seeing an F on an assignment, or like seeing someone hurt or an animal hurt or hearing someone cry or seeing someone cry.
About positive. Easy, right? Positive emotion. Someone cheat you up, right? Someone give you big fight, right? Good high five. How about neutral? The emotion, when you see something, you have that neutral emotion. Everywhere around you here. Which one? Which one that would not stimulate the positive, the negative emotion, the positive emotion around this room? You can think of, you can recognize.
Yes.
Yeah,
It
the
doesn't-
deck.
Yeah, it doesn't.
The deck.
I just did the desk.
About the map, have a color over there. The color that you back there. The color communication there, the old color. Is it neutral? Okay. Right. So Jesse, you follow? Jesse?
Sorry?
Can you follow?
Yes.
Can you follow our conversation here? Can you follow?
I'm so sorry. You're cutting out a little. I'm sorry.
Yeah, can you hear what I
Yes, I
showed
can.
you?
Yes.
What is the negative emotion when you see some image that may stimulate your negative emotion? I mean that what kind of image?
Oh, what kind of
I-
image? I thought you said why. I was like, oh goodness, we're getting
no.
into neuroscience.
Okay.
Definitely seeing, I get really upset whenever I see like an animal that's been killed on the side of the road.
Okay. Yeah. How about positive emotion when you see something that may give you positive thinking, positive emotion?
You said what could make me feel better? Is that what you're asking?
No, the positive one. The positive emotion when you see some image that that you have that type of emotion, positive emotion.
You said what
What kind of
causes it?
Huh?
What causes it?
Yeah, for positive.
Oh, what?
Positive.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm having a hard time understanding. A positive emotion, definitely. I love seeing, I guess like the opposite of that. I love seeing animals. Like I saw a deer on the way home from my interview and I was like, this is the best day ever.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Or you walk on our campus, you see some kind of beautiful flower in the warm weather. You have good feeling about that, right? And the neutral one, the table on when you see them, you have that neutral. Okay, let me share with you this one here. Let's see here. All right, look at here, okay? Let's see how you think about this kind of. All right, here. Can you see? Where you see this one? What do you think about this?
True.
Huh?
It's true.
It's true?
Yeah, my kids do this all the time.
So you what emotion you drawn to? You may have Buddhist image.
I mean, I think it's funny, but like, I mean, when you think about it though, like it's. To me, like it seems negative, but like also different, so I don't know.
But generally, it's positive, right? Yeah, you play it's that's the way going to school. But now we use laptop, the computer. Well, most time you be here, right? Hey, Jesse, you follow, right? Okay, how about the next one here? What do you think? What do you think? Jesse, what do you think about that image? What draw or what positive, negative emotion you can think about?
I suppose it gave me a negative, it got a negative reaction out of me because it looks like he shot his friend in the back and then his friend is going to him for comfort. That's not what you're supposed to do.
Is that happen daily life, right? Yeah. So that's what negative, right? Yeah, see that. Next one. What do you think? It's happened all the time. Sorry. What do you think? Positive, negative? Which one?
It's negative.
Yeah, your boyfriend sit there, but she play with the Twitter, right? Jesse, it happened, right? Happen every day, right? All right, the next one here. What's that? What do you think?
Negative again.
Really? Sarah, what do you get?
Negative.
Why?
Because it looks like
Huh?
it shows, oh, you want me to-
Yeah, go ahead.
It shows,
It's okay. Go ahead.
it shows that humans and the environment, I guess,
Mhm.
have a negative relationship with each other.
See that? Yes, the man tried to chop down the tree, and what happened then? Is there a fire? We get caught in him. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Next one. What do you think? Look, what do you think? What do you have there? Oh, sorry. Is that right? Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, go ahead. Love, what do you think?
Yeah. So it looks like just throughout someone's whole life, all they're doing is they're like chasing money and everything, and they're just so like focused on, oh, I want money, I want it now. This kind of idea of instant gratification. And then at the bottom, it looks like, oh, I have all the money, but I ran through life so quickly, I didn't get to truly enjoy it.
So which one? Positive, negative?
Negative.
Negative. Okay. Is that true, right? We chase up to the money, and when we get older, you will not older. What? Let's see, money cannot buy health when you get older. So please take care of your health now, when you're still healthy. Don't eat junk food, and the mind too. We need to keep a healthy mind too. What's that? Emily, right? Emily, right? What do you think?
Negative.
Why?
Because all the food is being sprayed with pesticides and families have to eat all the food with pesticides.
It's happened to us now, right? This country is okay. We have some kind of FDA regulation, but other country they put all kind of chemical on the food. Yeah, especially in China, right? We heard of that. All right, so hopefully we get some positive image. What do you think about this? Positive, negative? What do you think? Jesse, what do you think, Jesse?
Definitely negative
Why? Why negative?
because the picture is suggesting that if you have money, life is easier for you, or you can get away with more things. You don't have to work as hard if you can just pay your way
Okay.
to where you need to be.
What happened? The little boy there hang on the edge there.
he could still get to the top. It would just take a lot more time and effort and energy and all
Yeah,
that.
that's true. That's true in our society nowadays. Yeah, everywhere. Mhm. Well, we have a negative emotion, huh? Again, the same, right? Right, the same, huh? How about this? What do you think, Scarlett? Positive, negative?
Definitely negative. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Yeah. What's that?
But I mean, via the tears, I can assume it's negative.
What do you think, Amber?
Um,
Mother tear. Yeah, mother tear become a water for the little fish to swim. There's a positive, negative.
very negative. The fish all look sad. I don't.
But it's true, right? Right? There's too many birds, right? The mother, the parents pay a lot of money for you got to go to college and so forth. You think it's negative or positive?
I definitely think this one's negative because the mother looks miserable while her children are happy and they don't really realize how much of a toll this is taking on their mom.
What's that? Go ahead. What do you think?
I do see like a positive take on it because like from at least the kids or like the children's perspective, they understand like that their mother is like crying and sacrificing the stuff for them.
So for you, which one? The positive, negative?
Positive.
Positive?
Mhm.
How about you? How many you get positive for his one?
I feel like it could be that way,
Will that way?
especially since with like the sign saying like mom is always mom. So like they're kind of coming back to their mom after their mom has given up so much for them.
Okay, so only two of you. How about negative? You got net for you. Jesse, what do you get, Jesse? Positive, negative.
Definitely negative from this picture.
What's that?
Definitely negative from this picture.
Oh, really? Only two of you positive. Yeah, kind of depends on how you see, right? All right, let's have some more. What is? What happened? What do you think? Yeah, Brandon? Yeah,
It's
Turn
a-
on,
it's
please. You
little
can turn
seat
on.
on the right side, but it appears to be a man holding an axe. That's what I'm thinking it as. But it looks like the man is,
You can turn on. You turn on. Right?
oh, yeah.
So that's Jesse can hear you.
Yes. There we go. It's hard to see on the right side, but it appears to be an axe as a gift. And to me, it looks like the man is happy that he's cutting the tree to chop it down or to. Let's chop it down for its resources and apples and the trees looks happy to share fruit. So like, if you cut the image a little bit where it's just the man and the tree, like it would look positive, but it looks like the man's gonna cut it down.
Both way, right? Both way you can see positive and negative, right? They may hide the gift but present the negative way, right? Or they may be surprised. They may share the gift in a surprise way, right? All right. So sorry, we have only 15 minutes. We come back to. Let's move on to next. Okay, before I move on, so let's say let's go back to the negative one. Yeah, let's see here. Oh, one more thing here. Is that what do you think about this one? It's more clear. Positive, negative. What do you think? About way. What do you think? Jesse, what do you think?
Probably negative as well.
Really? Okay. Anyone?
I
Turn
guess,
on.
okay, let me turn it up. I'll bring it up there. Here it is. I feel like as one of the resident teachers in this room, I'm here to talk about this. So it looks like that the wood parent, I guess, that's what it looks like a wood parent, I guess. Is
The
taking
teacher,
His
right?
log, yeah, it's
Teacher.
taking his log to school, and it looks like the axe is the teacher, and all these pieces of wood are like cut into a certain like shape. And so to me, it seems negative, because to me, it's making it seem like kind of teaching or teachers or maybe something along that line is trying to like physically change who you are.
But true, right? The teacher will first like the axe, right? Trim you out, right? Until you understand it, to make you, right? To shape your thinking in certain way, right? In math and science, so forth, right? So regardless of what, so let's go back to the image of talk about the negative one. Let's see here. This is not the negative one. So let's say here, this one here. How could you deal with this kind of negative image? That's what the question is about. How could we deal? Because when we have that kind of negative, what we call emotion image that appear our mind as a negative way. So how could meditation can help us to overcome this kind of negative side? Yes.
I think like for me,
Get it on.
oh, yeah. Sorry. I think for me, because this image appears to be one person like shot the other and they're both coming to a hard word embrace. I'm thinking of it as, like using mindfulness meditation as a way to acknowledge that like, this happened, this was really bad, this really sucked, like you hurt someone. But being able to put that aside and have, more, I just accept it, I just coming, I don't know, they're coming, so it's, to me, it's seeming like they're, I don't know if they're making up, but to me, that's what it looks like, but just acknowledging that it happened and moving on from it.
How about others? How can you more? Yes, Amber. Yeah,
I think that
go ahead, Amber.
if you are viewing this image and you get a negative emotion from it, you can remind yourself that this is just an image and it is not affecting your life. You are just looking at an image and you can stop that or disengage that negative thought process of this image makes me sad. And instead realize you're feeling sad and just know that it doesn't affect your life. It's just something you're feeling in the present moment and accepting that.
Yeah, it's just this symbolic way to express. That's why someone show their friends the back, but still pretend to comfort him. Yeah, that we know that it happened. Like, but again, it's just the image. That's all. Right? If we stuck with this image, oh, we have all kind of doubt about our friends, right? Right. Whenever they come across to us, whenever they invite us to go out to eat and so forth, we have all kind of doubt about them. So let go of that thought. Right? That's one of the practice here. All right, so let's move back to question number 3. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Lexit, please. Number 3.
Okay. So number 3 is discuss how MBSR can be utilized successfully in a high demand and high stress professional environment and as a personal enhancement and training program. So this was a study that looked at if they could take MBSR and then put it in a high stress environment workplace. So they offered this to these employees and wanted to see if they could use this to help them regulate their emotions outside of work and then also inside of work. So this talked about how the demand for work has increased and then the amount of people doing that work has also decreased. So it's more stress on the people that are actually doing the work, and that chronic diseases can come from this stress that is not only staying at work, but following these people home. And during their leisure time, they're thinking about all of the things that they have to do at work and all of the things that has already happened at work. So they wanted to see if this mindfulness, if they could try to separate these thoughts from these people thinking about it all of the time. So how it worked was they had an 8-week program, and they had like several interviews with these people and questionnaires to get more information on how these people already dealt with their stress and what they thought about their work environment, how in control they felt, complaints that they had, and how satisfied they are with their life. And they did these interviews periodically throughout the study. And they had 2 groups. So one worked with mindfulness meditation, and then the other one was the control group. And they saw that the people in the mindfulness meditation group wanted to work on improved coping. So coping with that stress and being able to separate themselves from it. And the other control group wanted to work on boundary setting. So from both of these groups, they learned how to be more mindful in how they approached their stress and how they could take time to separate themselves from that stress so that they weren't as affected by it and they could be more of like a neutral observer.
Can you give an example of high stress environment?
One that I think about a lot is the healthcare field. So for the healthcare field, especially for nursing, there's less nurses to do the job, so they have more patients that they have to take on. So for that profession, they actually have a lot of people that come in and will help the nurses and be able to counsel them on how to use this mindfulness in their practice.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Emily. Yeah, please.
Okay, so MSBR allows people to learn better. Sorry, the echo is throwing me off. MSBR allows people to learn better stress coping mechanisms tailored to their needs. And so in the workplace, MSBR, I've been saying it wrong. MBSR. MBSR in the workplace can help people to better address problems with their superiors, avoid bringing problems from work home with them, and assess difficult or stressful situations in the workplace. And furthermore, a lot of health issues are associated with high stress, especially chronic illness. And by learning these stress coping mechanisms from MBSR, people in these high stress environments could kind of get some help at preventing them from getting chronic illnesses.
Yeah, look, please.
So since Lexi kind of discussed a lot about like the actual questionnaire and the interviews and the stuff that they actually did, what I'd like to talk about is what the actual course consisted of. So it was 8 evening classes, and they were 2.5 hours long each. And then one day throughout the 8-week course, they had a 6-hour session of like a mindfulness practicum sort of. And through this, there were 3 things that they tried to do throughout the sessions. They tried to teach them different like types of meditation practices. They used a sequence mix of body exercises through just like sitting still and movement. And then they were also given like CDs to practice at home. And the article mentioned that out of like the 12 people that were a part of the actual group and not the control group, they said that 9 of them did believe that the course was like a useful instrument to help them deal with the coping skills in the workplace. They also mentioned that they had an increase in positive strategies and a decrease in negative coping strategies. And lastly, it said that the 9 people that felt it was useful did increase their self-efficacy and internal control, and they believe that they had like a higher control of their lives, their experiences, and the emotions they got from them.
The reason why I choose this kind of article is because I think it's so beneficial for you guys. You see the actual experience, actual studies on the people, and to see how mindfulness is so powerful, right? The MBs are so powerful, and that we can apply in our daily life, right? All right, so since we have 2 more minutes, let me give you one. Let me give you one of this demonstration and ask you what you think. Okay, let me pick up trash can. What's the pick up this trash can? Right, I put here. What do you think?
I don't really feel much of anything. I feel very neutral about it.
That's neutral,
Well,
negative, or positive.
I kind of feel it's a bit gross to put a trash can on a table
No,
that people,
positive or negative, or neutral.
I'd say neutral.
Neutral. How about others? Okay. Sarah, you can say
I would say neutral.
neutral. Yeah, imagine a professor walk into the class and poke the trash in here. What do you think? Is neutral?
Okay, well, if I saw that, maybe negative.
See? In front of you, right? Instead of within the laptop, when it's into, let's say I get water producer with poke trash in front of you. That would be annoying, right? So how could you process? How could you process? This is the actual one. The thing that you do every day, right? So every day, how could you deal with this type of irritation?
Just watch it,
Huh?
just watch it and kind of ignore it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if there's a smell, that's okay. If it smell, that's the mess, right? You will not, and handle that. You put it in and do that. So that's one of the actual thing we need to do again with meditation. Whichever thing the profession put there, right? That's his business. And he take that kind of responsibility, not others. Make sense now? It's much easier for you to let go. At work too, right? Sometimes your coworker brings some weird thing, right? And sometimes they say some weird word, right? Some weird things, right? And that's their business. That they have to take their responsibility. Make sense now? Yeah. All right, so let me so Jesse, you follow what we talked about here?
Yes.
Oh, okay. How about this? Since we have 1 more minute, so let's sit for 1 minute, okay? Yeah. Let me hit the bell. We can sit for 1 minute. We're supposed to sit and begin, but yeah, sit 1 minute. Go. Okay. All right, let me hit the bell to start for 1 minute, and the cell phone will start by itself. Okay. It's done. So how is that? Okay. So you guys done for the day, right? You're not in rush, right? You need to work or no? Okay. All right, that's all for today. And this I keep put announcement. We will have the meditation practicum on room 127, the University North. You know where, right?
Yeah.
And that's all. All right. So keep up with your practice, and if you miss the papers, then get upload that. Okay. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. I'll see you next Thursday then. I see. Okay.